Hey guys, welcome back to the Splat Moto YouTube channel. This week I have a video I made for a student that we've been going back and forth and I've just been putting clips together, giving him some commentary and giving him some ideas of things to practice on. Essentially, this is some of the things that I like to work on to get a little bit more control with the clutch while working on body position, floating the front end up in the air, and we're even going to talk about not using the clutch at all on some big obstacles. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do like this kind of stuff, comment below and let me know. And if you guys have questions for future videos, put them in the comments as well, and let's get into it. All right, Steve, take as much as you can out of these clips, but I'm going to give you a few things that I think would be helpful to focus on and some of the things that I tried to focus on here. Now you can do this fast enough so that you don't even need the clutch. But then as you start to slow down, you're going to want to start to pull that clutch in and control the wheel spin so that you don't stall. The next thing is just slow it down and maybe start applying the rear brakes while you're slipping the clutch. You can see the rear wheel doesn't actually stop. I don't lock the brakes up. I'm just sort of finessing it just a little. And then a goal would be to kind of keep the front end a little bit higher and then really lock the brake up at the top. The trick is sending the bike far enough up to the top so that the rear tire actually gets up there, but you don't want to go too fast and overshoot it. But whatever happens, keep your foot on that rear brake and just be ready to hit it. I like the size of this log here. The one you have is good, but this one of this size will help you feel it just a little bit more, and you want to aim to get that rear tire right in the center on the top each time. Now here's just some examples of some stuff that we might actually do on the trails, and kind of keeping the weight back as far as I can. That line right there is really steep. It doesn't look like it, but you can see my weight isn't even that far forward, as steep as it is. As long as I'm able to keep things in motion and I'm still driving forward, there's no need to necessarily bring my body forward. So you got to use your judgment on that type of stuff. Well, that'll eventually equate to better hill climbing as well. But it all depends. There's lots of different ways to do things. Sometimes we're really far forward on the bike. Sometimes we got to be sort of in the middle. Sometimes we're actually leaning a little bit back even though we're going up a hill. It all is dependent on each situation. This little move here is sort of a gateway to some magical stuff that you can accomplish if you can pull this off. So I'm on an uphill, but the front end's up in the air and my body's not forward. Obviously, I can't drive forward and just pop the clutch or I'll flip over backwards. We want to just learn how to float the front end. This is going to help our clutch ability for those more technical combination rock lines that we have to get up and then get up again. We really need some fine-tuned clutch work, so I think if you can work on something like this, you look like you're an average height guy, you're not too short. If you can do something like this on a hillside and just work on that low, maintaining those low RPMs. Look how I popped the front end up there with such little power. That's another really helpful skill when it really gets slippery. This is also one of the best gateway drills to being able to do nice controlled pivot turns as well, because as you get more comfortable with this one, you'll start to realize that you can kind of lean the bike to one side or the other to get the front end to go in the direction that you want. We can get more into that as we get more in depth, but I think just working on this drill, just sitting down and standing up, being able to slip the clutch and maintain low RPM, so you're going to continuously modulate the throttle and clutch. Want to keep that bike running as best as possible. I actually have my feet back on the pegs, and then watch what happens here toward the top as I need the rear brake. I slip it forward just a hair.